Last night I had the most interesting dream. I was 6 years old and a national spelling bee, and I was a genius. I was spelling complex words like serendipity, duodenum, Saratoga with ease. Up until the final round. One word between me and victory. The spellmaster clears his throat. Young man, your word is father. The crowd began to chatter amongst themselves, upset of the simplicity of this word. I looked for those eyes that say everything is going to be okay. Do it. And I realized I dazed off. Young man, your word is father. I stood up straight, licked my lips, and began. Father. M-O-T-H-E-R. Father. The spellmaster looks at me, looks back at his flashcard, and says, I'm sorry, but you are incorrect. I don't think you understand. My father is sitting right there. Excuse me. I'm sorry, but you're incorrect. Well, then you, sir, can save your apologies because you must mean incorrect within the parameters of being right. Let me explain something to you, because obviously you ain't grow up where papas are rolling stones down the hills of women's backsides and where all he does is leave us alone. Currently, 19.5 million children, that's 1 in every 4, live without their fathers, leaving the mother to pick up pieces. With all the stress that comes along with being a parent, single mothers are left to be not 1, but 2 good role models for their children. A program using Sidewalk Chalk by Michael Molekade, Q&A by Ed Marbury, and Spelling Father by Marshall Soulful Jones, we will explore childhood innocence, adolescence, and what it means to be an adult. The neighborhood kids and I, we used to sneak out of our houses every Sunday night after the world fell asleep to try and find out what it dreams of. But it was always after midnight, and we figured maybe God was sleeping too. So we wrote our questions in Sidewalk Chalk for him to read over breakfast. We did not want anybody to mistake our secret prayers for open letters to the neighborhood. So we invented our own hieroglyphics. Pepsi, horseshoe, book, question mark. Can you read this? Excuse me, I'm 4 years old, and I got a question. What's Wonder Bread so curious about? What's a recession? Why Mama say she tired all the time? Let me explain something to you. My father balanced menstrual cycle, 2 jobs, 2 kids, and a life on a unicycle. And it looked something like this. Breastfeeding with 1 arm, phone on the shoulder, cooking with the other arm, cleaning with 1 leg, tying sneakers with their teeth. Young fathers who made mistakes, who could have opted to abort us or put us up for adoption, but opted to carry us, deliver us, teach us to be better than they ever were, do better than they ever did. The next day at school, we all congregated together to tell each other about our dreams. Raphael dreamt of monks spray painting graffiti on the sides of cathedrals. Jessica dreamt of her father. She knew it was him, even though she never met him. I dreamt of words turning into pictures, inside heads resting on sidewalks underneath the stars. These were visions. So we continue asking questions like apple, thought bubble, spot, teeth, notebook, horseshoe, furrowed eyebrows, question mark. I told the teacher my dog ate my homework. Are you mad at me? I got a question. I'm 6. There's a man outside my house and he's smelly and he looks crazy and he says he's my daddy. I got his eyes. Mama said he's not allowed inside. What's a junkie? I'm 8. I cut grass in the summer sometimes to help Mama out and make some money. She made me keep some for candy. A boy came by the other day and offered me $50 to take a bag down the street. Mama chased him away though. What's blood money? The answers became easier to find. We found them in our day-to-day lives, like substitute teachers becoming angels, like clouds shaped like love letters, a pair of $1,000 bills, pillows, house on top of clouds, question mark. Are my grandparents sleeping in heaven? Mama lost her second job the other day, but she said it's okay. The power ain't out. She just felt like lighting candles for a while. I believe her, so I went out and found the boy and told him I was ready now. What's lower middle income? I'm 10. Some boys jumped me and took the chain my mama gave me. I started to cry, but he hit me and said, "Men don't cry, punk." And then he handed me a gun. It was heavy. What's a father figure? Let me explain to you that they are not perfect. They do fall short, but the one mistake they do not make is abandoning their seeds. You see, fathers are master gardeners. They tend to every leaf, removing the weeds, placing us in the windows of opportunity so that we can lean towards the sun, so that we never forget that the sky is the limit. I swear that day I heard the creaking of grandfather's chair and every breath of wind. I felt certain we were talking to God. He was up there and he was listening and he cared. At recess, I sat alone in the grass and listened. I thought God was a radio signal. Storm cloud, equal sign, horseshoe, upside down, smiley face, question mark. When it rains, does that mean you're crying? I'm 13 and I took my first. It was scary. The man I worked for said, "It's cool." Everybody says it's scary the first time. We saw those kids that took my chain a while ago. He handed me a gun. He said, "It's cool. Everyone's scared the first time." What's a rite of passage? I'm 15. I got my own corner now. You look at me like your son's so smart. Guess what? We both graduated. What's no child left behind? I'm 16 and I got 2 corners now. Yeah, you buying and selling. When it rains, does that mean you're crying? You never knew if he answered that one. It was the last question we asked him before my friends moved away and I stopped drawing on sidewalks. Stopped seeing God in the transients of rainbows, the magic of honeycombs. I stopped praying. I'm 21 and doing my second bid. 10 years is nothing. My brother in here, my father in the yard. You say time serves. I say it's a family reunion. My father sacrificed having nothing so that I can have everything. My father walked a daily nightmare so that I can live my dream. My father watered me with blood, sweat, and tears so that I can be ripe for the harvest. And I hope that one day I can be as great as a father as she was for me. You did not ask me to spell deadbeat, sir. But if you'd like deadbeat, here it is. FATHERDADPOPPOPS if you like slang. You asked me to spell father. And father is, always has been, and always will be MOTHER. My father is sitting right there. And I love her. I'm 30, fresh out of Jane. 35, what's child support? 40, what's health insurance? What's no health insurance? What's being homeless on the same block I used to work for? I'm about to rob you at gunpoint to get my next hit. If you can't answer this question for me, what's the name of the 10-speed I had? Was it orange? Did it have wheels or wings? Did it have spokes or strings? I'm 4 years old and I got a question. What's Wonder Break so curious about, huh? Bang! Now I'm 25 years old. It's been years since I've even drawn a picture, and I know I should know better than to believe in stuff like this, but the other night, I snuck outside. I drew the biggest mural I could think of. A tree with leaves made of music notes, branches stretching towards the sky like tongues, trying to catch snowflakes, and roots digging into a world built of Legos and snow forts. I have no idea what any of this was supposed to mean, but I thought if anybody could figure it out, it'd be God. I waited for a week, heard nothing back. I slept dreamlessly. There was no wind like a radio. The night skies were overcast with static. I heard nothing back. The next Sunday night, I went outside. After the world fell asleep, not caring about dreams anymore. My back felt like it was on fire. It was like walking out of a burning building into pure darkness, like being lost in the country. I wrote a sentence in English. I don't believe anymore. And that night, it rained.